Welcome to our exploration of psychology myths, where we uncover the truth behind the misconceptions that often cloud our understanding of the human mind. People usually fall in love with someone very different from themselves. Put another way, opposites attract. False. The idea that opposites attract is a popular notion, often perpetuated by media and romantic comedies. However, scientific research and expert opinions suggest that this concept is largely a myth. Research indicates that people are more likely to be attracted to those who are similar to themselves rather than different. This is because shared values, interests, and personality traits often lead to more harmonious and stable relationships. While people might be drawn to certain complementary traits in others, this does not mean they are attracted to complete opposites. Complementary traits can enhance a relationship, but they usually exist within a framework of overall similarity. The belief in opposites attract may stem from cultural narratives, stories, and media, leading many to believe it despite a lack of scientific support. Studies have consistently shown that the notion of opposites attracting does not hold up under scientific scrutiny. Instead, people tend to form relationships with those who share similar backgrounds, beliefs, and interests. Almost everyone dreams. True. Dreaming is a fascinating aspect of human consciousness, and it's widely accepted that nearly everyone experiences dreams. Here are some reasons and insights into why this statement holds true. Dreaming is a natural part of the sleep cycle, particularly during the rapid eye movement, REM stage of sleep. This stage occurs multiple times throughout a typical night's sleep cycle, suggesting that dreaming is a biological process that most people experience. Research indicates that dreaming is a universal experience across different cultures and societies. Regardless of cultural background, most people report having dreams, which underscores the widespread nature of dreaming. Dreaming begins early in life. Studies have shown that even fetuses exhibit REM sleep patterns, suggesting that dreaming could start before birth and continues throughout a person's life. Modern neuroscience has demonstrated that the brain remains active during sleep, particularly in the REM stage. This activity is associated with vivid dreams, and it occurs in almost everyone, regardless of whether they remember their dreams upon waking. While almost everyone dreams, not everyone remembers their dreams. Factors like sleep quality, stress levels, and individual differences in brain chemistry can influence dream recall. This might lead some to believe they do not dream when in fact they do. Certain sleep disorders or medications can affect the frequency and recall of dreams. However, these situations are exceptions rather than the rule. When you burn your hand, the neural information travels to your brain at nearly the speed of light. False. Neural signals in the human body are transmitted through neurons, which are biological structures. The speed of these signals is limited by the properties of the neurons and the synapses between them. Typically, neural impulses travel at speeds ranging from about 1 to 120 meters per second, depending on the type of nerve fiber. The speed of light in a vacuum is approximately 299,792,458 meters per second. This is vastly faster than the speed at which neural signals travel. Even the fastest neural impulses are millions of times slower than the speed of light. Some theoretical discussions might suggest high speeds for neural processes, but these often involve misunderstandings or overestimations. For example, one source mentions an overestimation of neural signal speed due to incorrect assumptions about how signals travel through neurons. Most people would be willing to administer a near-fatal shock to another person if an experimenter told them to do so. True. The Milgram experiment, conducted by psychologist Stanley Milgram in the early 1960s, aimed to explore the extent to which individuals would obey authority figures, even when asked to perform actions conflicting with their personal conscience. Participants were led to believe they were part of a study on learning and memory. They were instructed to administer electric shocks to a learner, an actor, whenever an incorrect answer was given. The shocks were fake, but the participants were unaware of this. A significant proportion of participants continued to administer shocks up to the highest levels, which they believed to be potentially lethal, simply because they were instructed to do so by an authority figure. This demonstrated a high level of obedience to authority, even when it involved harming another person. Many participants justified their actions by deferring responsibility to the experimenter, illustrating how authority can override personal morals. People with one eye can still see in 3 dimensions. True. While binocular vision using both eyes enhances depth perception through stereopsis, people can still perceive depth with one eye using monocular cues. These cues include size, perspective, motion parallax, texture gradient, and occlusion. Research by psychologists Dhanraj Vishwanath and Paul Hibbard demonstrated that people could see in 3D with one eye. Visual signals help the brain interpret depth and spatial relationships even without binocular input. The brain plays a crucial role in constructing a 3-dimensional understanding of the world. It uses available visual information, including monocular cues, to infer depth and spatial relationships. This means that even with one eye, the brain can create a perception of 3-dimensional space. Thank you for joining us on this journey to dispel psychology myths. Remember, understanding the human mind begins with questioning what we think we know. Stay curious and question everything.